Welcome back to All About the Geek Speedrun News, where we gather the weekly topics from around the web and bring them to you in one short video. If this is your first time here, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be alerted whenever a new video goes up. But now, let's get into the news. Starting off today, let's talk BioWare. Last week, we were super thrilled to hear that BioWare is going to be releasing Mass Effect Legendary Edition on May 14th. And for those of us who also enjoy the Dragon Age franchise, news has come out of EA, and this is less happy. An Electronic Arts executive during an earnings report briefing indicated that Dragon Age 4 won't be released until end of fiscal 2022. Now, while the report seemed to indicate that that would be sometime after April of 2022, I suspect that that was actually a typo and we're probably looking at 2023. We at least have Mass Effect to look forward to, and if you decide to play all of the Legendary Edition and all the side quests, you probably have content to keep you at least until sometime into the new year, and then you can start replaying the Dragon Age franchise in anticipation of Dragon Age 4 dropping in 2023. In other video game news, Games Workshop announced a new 40k strategy game called Warhammer 40k Battle Sector. This Blood Angel Primaris Marine focused video game will feature 20 single-player missions as the Blood Angels of the 8th Primaris Company try to defend Bal Secundus from a Tyranid invasion. No word on if there will be additional DLC and other factions down the road, but given that this is the first PC-based Warhammer 40k game that we've seen in quite some time, I think it's a welcome change from the repeated attempts to create a pay-to-win mobile solution to get that 40k gaming fix. Speaking of Games Workshop, the Warhammer community page reported that ahead of an upcoming Druhkari Codex release, you're going to start seeing some new box art for your Kabalite warriors. Now, the article also seems to allude that your models will be spikier and that the weapons are going to get some increased profiles, including the potential of additional damage on splinter cannons and your dark lances. We'll have to see if this is going to come at the cost of other units becoming less powerful, as often is the case, or perhaps it's just another example of Codex creep. Let's hope it's the latter. What would a weekend be if we didn't have a Games Workshop pre-order release? This weekend, Age of Sigmar is getting some love, specifically love for the Hedonites of Slaanesh and the Daughters of Cain. These two factions are both going to see the usual workup of new miniatures, some new battle tomes, dice, and the usual accoutrement like endless spell effects, etc. As an added bonus, you're going to get the option to pick up some not quite safe for work attire in the form of printed t-shirts that have models featuring, well, not quite enough armor to cover an Empire gunner's leg. So check it out at the Warhammer community page or the GamesWorkshop.com site if you want to pre-order these miniatures. Still on the tabletop, Atomic Mass Games followed up their Twitch stream from 2 weeks ago with an announcement about Star Wars Organized Play. The 2020 Worlds were cancelled due to the pandemic, and there's no plan for a 2021 event. However, all of the invites for the 2020 Worlds will be honored for a 2022 event with a date to be announced. Atomic Mass Games also indicated that new organized play kits will be made available to local game stores sometime this fall, with the hope that smaller events will be able to be used to seed additional slots for the 2022 event. While no date is yet known about this event, Atomic Mass Games has indicated they plan to be agile with planning this event to make sure that it meets the needs of the community while still remaining safe should the pandemic be continuing into 2022. And finally, let's talk Kickstarters. Now, while I will not normally endorse that you go out and back any given Kickstarter, here are 3 that I think are interesting enough for you to keep an eye on, make your own decisions about, and proceed, as always, with caution. First up is Centurion by Catalyst Games. This reskinning of their popular The Duke game will have a Roman feel to the tile-based chess replacement, I guess you could call it. It's a rather enjoyable game that brings some additional dynamics to it, with your pieces changing their move profile from turn to turn, as well as the randomness with which reinforcements are gathered from your little bag of tiles. It's a great game. But before you back the Kickstarter, make sure you have an opportunity to try the original to make sure it's to your liking. Stronghold Games of Terraforming Mars fame recently announced that they will be launching Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Now, while some of us may be hoping that's going to be an expansion to the existing wildly popular Terraforming Mars game, it is actually a new card-based game with streamlined gameplay that once again sees you leading a corporation to make Mars habitable for humanity. And finally, Leader Games, who launched in 2017 the asymmetric strategy game Root, is launching one more expansion for that. The Marauder Expansion will be launched on February 23rd. If you haven't tried this game, I highly recommend you take the opportunity to at your earliest convenience. Your earliest convenience may be closer than you think, given that it is available on Steam and is currently on sale with Steam's Lunar Sale. So you can check this game out. If you enjoy it, then once again, you're equipped to make a decision about backing that Kickstarter. Thanks for checking out this episode of SpeedRun News and watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, throw us a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down is fine. Just make sure you leave a comment below so I know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future. Until next time, as always, work your wonk and keep it geeky.